Hey, welcome to Geeky Faucets. I'm Amy Dale.
And I'm Christine Lucas-Savage.
And this is episode 18. And today we're going to talk about TV shows with cult followings.
So,
And we're the cult.
Right? Half the people we know are part of the cult. We should start a religion and have people, like, tithe money to us or something.
Right, 10% of your income should come to us.
Should come to Geeky Faucets. Our cult following. Just kidding. So I looked it up. For those of you, because, I get what cult following means. It's usually weird shows and things like this. But I decided to look it up so I could be sure what a cult following meant. And here's what it said on Wikipedia, because as we all know, that is a trusted source.
Completely accurate.
So a cult following is a group of fans who are highly dedicated to a specific area of culture. Film, book, musical artist, video game, TV series, and a host of other things. So that is what this show is about.
It's a definition of geek.
It is the definition of geek. So any TV show, but we're just doing TV shows that have a cult following, like people who are crazy dedicated to TV shows.
Yeah.
Which there's a few of them.
Yeah.
That I'm dedicated, but I'm sure you guys can guess what they are. I'll give you a pause here. Guess. And they're Firefly and Doctor Who. I bet you didn't know that.
Okay, but before we get deep into our cult TV shows, there's a few little tidbits we should chat about. One is that Joss Whedon. Did you see the video that I posted by any chance?
The kid one?
Written by the kid?
Oh my word.
Okay, I posted it on our Facebook.
Are there more of those?
Yeah, Joss Whedon's not usually in them, but yeah, there are more of them. It's called Written by a Kid. It's a YouTube video, and it's I found it on Geek and Sundry, and I don't know if that's where it always is. I guess it is. Anyway, it's like a kid telling a story, and then they like put actors and animation to make the story happen, and it's so funny.
It is really funny.
He talks about calling in instead of a SWAT team, he calls it a
squat team.
And
so everybody's squatting.
So the whole squat team is squatting. And they're like walking around on there. It's really funny. So it's on my Facebook. It's on Geeky Faucets Facebook page. I posted on there. Also, you can go to YouTube and just search for like Written by a Kid, Joss Whedon maybe.
I'm sure it'll be the first thing that pops up.
Yeah.
Okay, before I forget, somebody on our Facebook wondered what we drink in our cups.
Yes.
Today I'm drinking tea.
I'm drinking vodka and gin. Just kidding.
She had a rougher morning than I did.
I'm just kidding. I'm drinking tea. This one is Tetley British Blend with milk and nothing else.
This is sissified holiday tea.
It's some girly tea. I do not like I think she likes the girly teas, and I don't. I like the just straight up British strong black tea.
It's usually water unless it's coffee or something like that, during the winter times, but it's tea today. So
yeah, if we're feeling really rich, we'll go to Starbucks sometimes and get like a latte. And then ooh, yeah,
really fancy. Awesome. So if you would like to see us drink Starbucks coffee on our show, send us a gift card.
Yeah,
we'll use it for that.
And we'll thank you on the show.
We will, personally.
And then, sometimes I go to the British import store and get Yorkshire tea, which is my favorite. And it's like super strong. You put it in the water for like 2 seconds and it's like black. It's awesome.
Oh my word, there's no way I can drink
Yummy. Okay, so Avengers 2, Joss Whedon recently made the announcement that Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
I like Quicksilver.
Yeah, are going to be a part of the next movie.
I don't know who the Scarlet Witch is.
Well, it's interesting because there's this whole X-Men tie-in, because that's the kids, that's Magneto's kids. Their brother and sister, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. And, so it's kind of, and they already have cast somebody to play Quicksilver in X-Men Days of Future Past. So it'll be interesting to see if they use the same actor and if they're sort of tying in the Marvel universes together and all that. It would be kind of cool. I think they should too. I like the idea of that.
I was just reading something today. It was on MTV Geek, how Hugh Jackman thinks. He was talking about how he'd like to see, or was it Hugh Jackman? I think it was. Doesn't matter. You can go check it out today or whatever. It's on there today. But he was saying, he's like, I don't know why the two worlds just don't collide and make like... Because wouldn't it be cool to see like
X-Men Avengers?
Because I think he was saying, it was Hugh Jackman. He said, I'd like to see Wolverine and Green Lantern have a battle.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that would be interesting. He's like, I just don't understand what all the rights and stuff are, but I think crossovers like that would be super amazing.
Oh, you mean like DC and Marvel?
All of it.
All of it.
Like all of it. Just any of it. Like why not cross,
Yeah. Okay, the other thing is I saw a picture from X-Men Days of Future Past, which I've seen a few pictures of the production, which look awesome. I love a lot of the guys that are in that movie. and I'm super excited about it. But I just saw a picture that had Peter Dinklage.
Isn't he like the trainer or something
They
like
haven't
that?
said who he is yet. I looked on IMDb or whatever it's called, and it has him listed under the that. It's
okay.
It's a bunch of initials, and it's about movies and stuff. And and I looked under there, and it said Peter Dinklage, and then there was like no name of who he's going to be. And so then I looked it up more, and it just said basically they haven't released yet, but there are speculations around he's going to be such and such and such and such. And I was like, oh, I'm just so excited that he's in it.
I know, and you're a huge fan of him. I like him too.
I know, he's great.
He's pretty cool.
Anyway, and then, Guardians of the Galaxy, which is another film I'm super excited about. I'm really enjoying the comic series a lot. There's only 2 issues out right now.
Right?
Well, it's the one with the raccoon.
Right, that's
Raccoon,
the raccoon.
and then it's got like Gamora and Jax the Destroyer. Anyway, so there have been rumors, and these are not confirmed yet. So it's still up in the air as to if this will happen. But John C. Reilly, whom I love, I think he's a brilliant actor.
I liked him in Chicago.
And Talladega Nights.
Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane. No?
Yes, should have been my name. Yes, I do like him in that. But they basically have said he's going to play like an Agent Coulson type of role in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I hope he's funny though, because I'm not sure how I feel about him in like a serious role, because he's always Mr. Funny to me. Has he been in serious things?
Well, I mean, he was kind of serious in Chicago, right?
Yeah, I guess so, but maybe he was. I don't know.
The last movie he did that I can think of is Wreck-It Ralph. And he played Ralph's voice.
Yeah, he was Ralph.
And he was so good and slightly depressed sounding all the time. It was awesome.
Which is why he was Mr. Cellophane in Chicago, because he's kind of a depressing kind of a sort of a dude.
Yeah, but you do kind of think of him as like Step Brothers, which I'm still trying to delete parts of that movie out of my mind. And then
Talladega Nights, like you said.
Talladega Nights, yes, which is quality film.
Let's move on.
Then The Hobbit. Okay, it's getting nearer. I mean, I know
When's
we're still not there.
Come
Well, isn't it November, December time?
I don't know. All I know is November 23rd is when Doctor Who starts again, and that's kind of all I'm kind of tunnel vision.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that is I think that's the dates normally. Because I remember it was supposed to be released this summer, but then they pushed it back. And I was like, oh, but that's kind of normally when I expect it anyway. It's like around Christmas, because that's normally when they do their releases. But anyway, it was, the interesting part about it is it kind of ties in with something else we're going to talk about, which is in our cult TV shows, which is Lost, the TV show. Mm-hmm. Ooh, we'll talk about that in a minute. But Kate from Lost, Evangeline Lilly, who is like gorgeous, oh my word.
I just love her name.
Oh, yeah, it is a beautiful name. But she's beautiful in every way, and she's and she's playing an elf in the next 2 Hobbit installments. And she's not in the book. There's really not any female characters in The Hobbit, I don't think. I mean, like, if there are, they're insignificant. There's no strong female.
It's not like Lord of the Rings.
Right, and so they've written in a character for her called, I think her name is Tariel, and she's really strong warrior. She's a much younger elf than the other elves, so she's like kind of a little not as wise.
Ears.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
She will look cute with pointy ears.
She look cute in
like
anything, really.
Liv Tyler and how she's all like ethereal.
Ethereal?
Whatever that word is.
That ethereal?
No, not a name. The word.
The word. Like otherworldly.
Yes.
Sorry, we're having a rough morning.
We are having a rough morning. You don't even know.
Should have seen us setting up. It was rough.
It was a problem. Woo! No, but I could totally see her in like billowing, elf things.
Yeah, and when I was watching the making of, what I thought was really interesting about Liv Tyler is that they decided that she should lower the register of her voice an octave.
Doesn't she already kind of have a low
voice? So, she kind of does, but like when she started talking Elvish, they were like, can you just make the register of your voice a little lower? And so she talked, everything was much
sultry.
Lower.
I think we should do the rest of the show like that.
I know.
So next up on this show. Gosh, that would be so annoying. We can't do that.
I don't think we do sultry well.
No.
We'll just own what we can do. That's not
we don't have the lips or the hair, like the long, billowy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, no.
Okay, but I do have to go again to something I've recommended you guys before, but I'm just going to keep harping on it until you guys are messaging me back and like saying, I've been watching that. Thank you for recommending it. That's what I'm waiting for. The Guild, if you haven't watched that yet, obviously, you need to watch that. It's so good. And then there's another show on Geek and Sundry on their YouTube channel called Space Janitors.
I still need to watch that one.
I hurt myself laughing. It's so funny. I'm only on season 1, and the episodes are like 8 minutes long-ish, so it's not like you need to commit. It's like if you just have a small space of time, you can watch an episode. But the problem is that it's so easy to just watch another one.
Do they have cliffhangers? Is that why you keep going? Because
no, it's just
that's what happens in Korean dramas. It's an hour commitment, but the cliffhangers.
Well, no, this is not
it's
like
a problem.
Some of them have cliffhangers a little bit, but not like intense cliffhangers. I mean, it's
a space janitor.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of Red Dwarf. Oh. Like I honestly think you would really like it because it's got that kind of feel.
I need to watch it.
And it's basically about, I can hear the cat. There's a little jingly ball somewhere. Our hairless cat. The sci-fi cat is running around somewhere playing. I can hear him. It sounds like Christmas in the background. Ching, 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 ching.
I'm drinking holiday tea.
Yeah, see?
It's Christmas here.
It is.
Thankfully, it's not snowing. I think I would lose my... If you want to see Crazy Christine and Amy, make it snow today.
I know.
It rained a little.
For real. Yeah, well, we're having sunshine now, so we're really grateful for it. Okay, so Space Janitors. Yeah, it's about these guys that are janitors on, like, the Imperial starship, basically. It's like, there's all these allusions to, the rebel fighters, and
I really need to watch that.
It's so funny and well done and just awkward in the best way possible. Oh, my word. I love it. So, yeah. So that's all I got.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, big news in cult following television shows, Arrested Development.
Oh, yeah.
On Sunday, they put out, was it Sunday? Yeah, I think maybe it was Saturday. Whatever. The 26th.
Whatever day that was.
They put out the 4th season of Arrested Development. So instead of watching Space Janitors, I've been watching that.
Yeah, how is it?
It's not bad. It's taken me a little bit to get into it, but they have so many cameos.
Oh, see, I have noticed that because I watched the first episode, and right from the beginning, it's Kristen Wiig and Seth Rogen, right, playing
them
the younger
version of the parents.
Of the Bluth parents, yeah.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
It's like, is that Kristen Wiig? That's Kristen Wiig.
I know, and they've had, I don't know if I even want to spoil all the cameos.
Yeah.
I won't spoil them, but every episode it's somebody else, and you're just like, what? Yeah. There's one last night I was very excited about to see him on there. That was just a really nice thing for me. But I'm enjoying it quite a bit, but I was actually doing a little reading on it, and it's kind of underwhelming for the critics. And I think I read this, but I don't even remember where I read it. Maybe it was MTV Geek. But that their Netflix stock fell because of the critics' reviews and how underwhelming Arrested Development was.
Really?
Which makes you wonder, because you know how when, a cult TV show gets discovered, and a lot of times they're discovered after they're...
Already off the air.
Already off the air. And people are like, oh, reboot, do it again. Well, I'm wondering if doing it again might not ruin it. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's half the fun. Like, if they did a reboot of Firefly, like... Could they capture it again? Do you know what I mean?
It would be so much pressure.
Like,
well, and I think the thing is that we build it up in our minds.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Where it's so
because you're expecting so much funny and so much stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so great and wonderful. And then it's like how I go into movies. Like if I go into a movie expecting to see a good movie, it will suck.
Yeah. Because
I'm expecting something amazing. But if I just go in and be like, hey, I'm going to be entertained right now, I will be entertained and thrilled.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if that's kind of what happened with the rest of it. I am still thoroughly enjoying it. Like I will watch the entire season in its entirety. I think we've watched 3 episodes the first night, 2 episodes the next night, kind of a thing like that. So we'll finish it pretty quick. But
the first night it came out, I was working in the yard for 4 hours.
Did you get sunburned?
Reading and stuff. No, amazingly, I don't know how. I had so much dirt on me. Maybe that it was like sunblock. But anyway, so by the time we got to watching it, I was like,
I'm so tired.
Yeah, I was so sleepy, so it didn't work out.
But yeah, that one's got a huge following.
Yes.
Arrested Development. And one of the other things that a cult following or a cult TV show has is that it's kind of outside of the norm. It's not like a general audience type of show.
Niche
sort of kind of a show, which Arrested Development kind of is, because you either get it or you don't. Because my husband really, really liked it, and I started watching it, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it didn't click for whatever reason. It took me a few episodes, but then I got into it and I'm like, dang, this is funny. But it's a certain kind of humor, and, not everybody gets it. And that's fine, and that's kind of what makes it fun, is that not everybody gets it, and so you kind of have, like, a fun inside thing with, like, all your geek friends,
Well, it's, I also find with these types of shows is that they're highly quotable.
Oh,
A lot of them are, like, just those little zingers. And Arrested Development is something we quote a lot, it's an illusion,
Tobias,
Michael.
yes.
Oh, yes.
Tobias and his way of,
the never nude. And, when I was watching, I think I may have made it halfway through the second episode before I fell asleep. John was like, my husband always falls asleep.
He's fallen asleep at my house.
Yeah, he
while
goes to
we're
other
having a
people's
chat.
houses and falls asleep. He's like, just if
Borderline
it's after,
narcoleptic.
if it's after 8:30, he's like, no, yells. So we were watching it and I fell asleep. And he was like, "You fell asleep to Arrested Development." I was like, "I know. I was so tired, but I did make it to the one scene where Buster first appears again." And they say something awkward. The parents say something awkward about.
Oh, he's like, they're getting a divorce or something.
Yeah, he's like,
no.
And I was like, that is why I watched this show. I
know Buster's pretty
so much. Oh my word, he's so funny.
Yeah, that's a good show though. I still do recommend it. I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like, if you're just looking for something like that's just stupid to watch at night, that's your show.
Yeah, it's super funny. Awkward comedy.
Very awkward, and I really like it.
Yeah,
so,
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we ask our viewers what some of their cult shows that they were thinking of, and one of them was Legend of the Seeker, which is one that Netflix always recommends to me, and I really want to watch it because I love Merlin.
You would really like it. I watched the first episode.
Merlin is like one of my favorite shows. I love that show, and I haven't seen the 5th season yet because I can't find it. But I'm thinking that's probably going to be a show that's right up my alley. And
I watched
the other
first
one,
episode of it. It was a little cheese for me. I like
Merlin.
No, it's worse.
Worse, cheesier than Merlin.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I mean, it was okay, but it was not something that I would sit there and watch all the time.
Well, what I didn't realize was it's actually based loosely on Terry Pratchett's stuff, which I think he's brilliant. So that'll be. I mean, he's funny and British, right? And then Farscape was the other one, which I have. One of our guests on the show, Tony Vilgiotti, who was here for our zombie show. Farscape is one of his favorite shows. He loves that show. So I have watched a little bit of that one, and I actually really liked it. I just haven't gone further with it.
There's so much to watch. I know I say that like every single show, but good Lord.
So I haven't made it all the way through that one, but I did taste test it, and I liked it a lot. And it does have, it's definitely, I would say it's a good one for the cult shows because it's definitely a niche.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that really cheesy sci-fi that not everybody can tolerate, like with the little Jim Henson Muppet type things occasionally and stuff like that, where I think most people are like...
But I think the people who do like it, they love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... there's no lukewarm about it, it seems.
Yeah.
To me, so...
And I really liked it. I just haven't watched very much of it. And then Supernatural...
I actually really like this one. Although I have a story. Let me tell you my story about Supernatural. So, I have bike rollers, where like it's a stationary bike thing, but your wheel isn't stationary. Like you actually have to balance because if you stop pedaling, you'll fall, which I've done. So I finished watching...
You need to video yourself next time so that we can...
I know, it would be pretty excellent. So I decided I'd give Supernatural a try just because I'd heard so much about it, and I'm a huge fan of one of the actors in there, Jensen Ackles. He was in my soap opera when I was in high school. So anyway, so I decided to give it a try, and so the first episode.
Which one is Jensen Ackles?
He's he's Dean.
Oh, okay.
The cute one. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I'm riding along, and then the first
short. Is he short?
He's 6 feet. No, it was Jared Padalecki. I don't know how to say. He's like 6'4". My thing with looking up
has
heights
a height thing. That's why I asked her. I knew she would know.
Yeah, no, he's 6'4", and that's why
he looks short. He's
funny. Not short. He's 6 feet, but his co-host is gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm sitting there riding along and watching, and if any of you have watched the first episode, like.
It's scary.
It's kind of like there's things that pop out at you that you don't expect. So I'm riding along and it pops out, and I jump and I swerve and I about fell off, and I'm like, oh, I should probably turn this off, but I didn't, so I kept going. It happened again. I swerved again, and I'm like, okay, I can't watch this show anymore. So
plus Supernatural.
No, you cannot watch Supernatural while you're on rollers unless you have nerves. Yes, while you're trying to balance, because unless you have nerves of steel and can handle it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I started watching it again. I picked it up again because I'm like, I just need to, and I really, it scares the crap out of me.
I know, it's
but
a little
I really
bit scary
like it
for
though.
me, but I totally love it.
But what I like about it though is that it's like Castle in that it's funny.
It is.
You know, it's not just like, I am going to scare the crap out of you and leave you with bad dreams all the time with no laughing and everything serious all the time. But it's not. Like, it's funny.
And the chemistry between the actors
it's
and stuff
amazing.
is so fun.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good. They could be
and
like
the car
real
is
life
awesome.
Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah,
one of
our fans has the exact car.
Really?
Yeah, and he showed me a picture of it. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Cool. It's a cool car, but
it was like exactly like theirs.
But yeah, Supernatural. I'm a big fan of that one. But is that a cult following one? I know it's the most popular show on the CW or whatever the heck it is now.
I don't know. I think it is. I don't know.
I like it.
And then Battlestar Galactica, of course.
Well, yes.
That's definitely one.
How many people say frack?
Because of that show.
It's great. I actually use that. I'm like, I haven't even seen it, and I use it, and it's great because, you know, if you just want to but your kids are around.
Yeah. Frack.
Yeah.
It's a good show. And I highly recommend it. I love that one. Firefly, obviously.
Of course. I mean,
We have,
seriously,
like,
how
all
many
these
brown
people-
coats are around?
A lot, yes. And then, okay, Lost. Let us talk about Lost now. Did you watch Lost?
I watched Lost. Maybe I have the gin and tonic in my cup. No, we watched it, and we watched it after like all the seasons were out.
Okay, yeah.
So we were able to like, you know, do the Netflix.
We caught up to it, which is
you?
unfortunate.
Waiting a whole week.
Okay, but well, and not just the whole week, but the season finale where they open the hatch and then it ends. Like they don't show you what's in the hatch. I was like, I'm going to find you one day, J.J. Abrams, and I'm going to hurt you. I was so angry.
I didn't realize he wrote Lost.
Well, he was one of the guys. It was his
and
group,
he's Star Trek guy.
Lindelof and
I
J.J.
had
Abrams
no
and
idea.
He did Alias too.
I don't think I'd even. Wow,
And
I
then
just got schooled.
Fringe, maybe. Anyway, so I was upset about those like long waiting for
Yeah, that's.
But
not
we
okay.
actually found we got started on it when it was the first season. No. Anyway, one of them was like we had some discs, and so we watched the like first disc all in one night, however many episodes were on it. And I gave it to my husband. We lived way out in the boonies at this point. And I handed it to him. It was like, tomorrow you will go find a Blockbuster and you will get the next one. And he went in and they didn't have the next one. So he bought this box set.
Are you serious?
Because I was like,
That
he
is
called
a
me in the
good
video store
man.
and he's like, they don't have it. And I was like, oh, you will find it.
You will buy it for me, or you will see
And
the
so
wrath.
he was like,
The wrath.
box set. It's nice. It's a good man.
Yeah, that was Yeah, I don't
was a
think
good
I was
show.
so pleased with the finale of it. I don't think I
know
got
if
it.
Anybody was really pleased
I don't
with the
think I got it.
finale.
It was it felt like a cop out to me, and I'm like,
So I
Okay.
probably have talked about this before, but have you ever seen J.J. Abrams talk about the mystery box on TED?
what's the mystery box?
Okay, so you haven't, is the answer probably then. He does this talk with TED Talks, which is, if you haven't seen TED Talks, I'm kind of addicted to them.
They're pretty motivational.
It's like a series of conferences they do, which is, TED stands for Technology, Entertainment, Design, and they're just really awesome things. Like, you know, the talks are just amazing. Like, everything from, like, a boy in Africa who made a windmill that powered his house to, like, Jamie Oliver Amanda Palmer talking about being a punk rock musician and, you know, just like, I mean, it's just like varied and amazing. So J.J. Abrams does a TED Talk about the mystery box is what he calls it. He brings out this cardboard box. It's like this big and it has this big orange question mark on it. And he said when he was like 8 years old, his grandfather took him to a magic shop and said, I'll buy you anything you want in here. And he said he wanted this. Well, it's however long ago that was. He has never opened the box.
What?
And he talks about just the beauty of this box is that it's a mystery and you don't know what's in it. And then I was like, now I understand Lost, because
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
you know, like
because-
when you understand where he's coming from, like he doesn't need to explain the mystery. He doesn't want to explain the mystery to you necessarily
But I
because
want him to explain the
for
mystery to
him,
me.
the beauty of it is the mystery, which I thought was very interesting. I was like,
Okay, well that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
Why Lost was the way it was.
That's what
but
I thought.
I don't think there's beauty in the mystery. I want to know.
I, however, think that's a load of crap.
I
so.
kind of do. And I think you should tell us and stop torturing us.
I know. I just thought it was really interesting because I was like, oh, that makes me understand you so much more.
There's no way I could have kept that mystery box closed.
Oh, I would have had it open before we left the store.
No, really, seriously.
Yeah, I know. I was
Dude's
like,
got some serious self-control.
because I have to say, I am the queen. Like, we used to have a little drugstore near us that sold grab bags where it was like a brown paper bag and you didn't know what was in it.
I was always afraid to buy those.
Oh, I've always bought them.
I never did because I was always afraid I would be the one who ended up with like the dorky Chinese finger trap.
Oh, dude, I was like, yes, I want that. I'm having one of those. Do I have enough money for that? Yes, take my money. Exactly. And so I always got those. I love those.
Nope.
To this day, I'm like, if I can buy something, I don't know what it is. It's so exciting. It's ridiculous.
I just don't get. It's not exciting to me.
Like
I'm so afraid that I'll end up with
Christmas.
something stupid. And I'm like, and I could have totally bought like candy.
Right. Well,
whatever. Anyway, we all have our own thing.
Okay.
That's the beauty of it.
Star Trek, obviously. I think that was like the original cult following show.
It has to be.
It's got to be the original one, and then the Next Generation.
I'd like to know. Here's what I'd like to know.
Quite a following.
Is what percentage of the population has some form of Star Trek, like cosplay or souvenir, or do you know what I mean? I'd like to know what portion of the public actually has Star Trek stuff in their house. Because I bet there's a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's the obvious ones who go to Comic-Cons and Trekkie shows and stuff like that are like totally all dressed up and have the makeup and whatever else. But I'm curious to know. Yeah. Because I bet the general population loves Star Trek.
Yeah, now.
Well, even back then, I just wonder. Yeah. I wonder.
Yeah. I know that when I was a kid, my dad and I loved watching it, and my mom and sister would always be like, Star Trek again, really? And we're like, well, and after this, Doctor Who comes on, so you're in luck. And then the Next Generation was also quite the cult following. Then the one I love with all my heart and soul is the XFiles. I still watch that to this day. All, 8 or 9 seasons is on Netflix. And so if I get a moment in the day when the children are not needing me, hallelujah,
rare,
I take a bath and watch the X-Files. It's like I put my laptop next to the bathtub.
I'm surprised you haven't dropped your laptop in the bathtub yet.
It's okay, I don't plug it in. I won't be electrocuted.
Yeah, but still. I would have dropped it in.
No, I put it next to I don't put it in with me.
Well, I know that, but still, I would find a way to mess it up.
Yeah. Anyway, I love that show so.
The truth is out there.
Much. I love it. I love Fox Mulder. And then
I had a big, huge crush on him as a kid. My mom watched that show quite a bit, but it scared me. I couldn't watch it.
Some of them are a little bit, and the one that scared me the most was well, first of all, I did not like the cockroach episode. I wish I could just delete that from my brain completely. But there's an episode where there's these inbred people that are the same family's been living in the same house for years, and they've been sort of having children with each other, and so the result is these two guys who are monsters because that's the one that I was like, I can't.
You're like, my skin
no.
is crawling.
It was really, really, really creepy. Okay, Buffy.
So here, let me just tell you a story about Buffy.
Tell me.
So my dad really loved, the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Oh, the movie.
The actual,
not the show.
the very, the very first, incarnation of Buffy. So I watched that movie loads of times, and that's why I didn't watch the show. I'm like, I'm not watching this show. The movie was stupid. It was B-rated crap, and so I never watched it.
The movie came out first, though. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your dad loved it.
Well, of course. Yeah, he knew my father.
Yeah, so I didn't really watch. I watched a couple episodes recently, but I didn't watch it growing up. And I have to say, the thing that stood out to me was that one of the actors from Merlin is in it. I was like, oh, it's Uther.
This show was so popular. They had a spin-off. They had Angel.
Oh, was that a spin-off?
Uh-huh. Because Angel was I don't know what he was in the show.
Oh, the blonde guy.
No, he's not blonde. I can't remember his name in real life. I didn't watch it. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this all. But
yeah, so Buffy, that was another cult following one that we didn't obviously join the cult for that one.
No.
Okay, Pushing Daisies is another one.
I tried that one. It's weird.
It's cute. It's quirky. I like it.
It was weird.
I haven't watched very much
thing,
of it. Oh, I love it.
They had a color thing. The colors were very bright and vivid, which is what I liked about it.
It's like Penelope.
I never saw that.
You haven't seen that movie?
No.
Oh, I love that movie. I love that movie more than I should. It's like a movie that's really probably cheesy and awful, but
you
I
don't
love
care
it with
'cause you
all
love
my
it.
heart.
That's
Oh
how I
my
feel
word.
about Down Periscope.
Oh. There's got to be a good fart joke in that movie.
Oh my word, the best one ever. Like every time I watch
She's a sucker for a good fart joke.
I love gratuitous farting. No, every time I cannot help it. Like my stomach hurts because I'm laughing so hard.
Okay.
Like, seriously, and they even smell it too. It's so awesome. I'm sorry.
Okay, Deadwood is another one that I have heard a lot about from my friends have not watched. It was an HBO Western, apparently pretty gritty and pretty HBO, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
we never had cable growing up, so we never watched HBO.
Yeah, that one's fairly recent though.
Oh, is it? Well, we still don't have cable.
I don't either. But we get it for the Olympics and then we cancel it again. Oh well. The other one I was going to say was The Simpsons, which that might be less of a cult following because it's more broad, but it does kind of
They're huge, popular, like, people who love that show.
I love that show.
Okay, and here's...
More, like, so, yeah, I haven't kept up with it because I've been
here's
busy.
an unexpected cult show that I never would have thought, but it's total cult now. My Little Pony.
Oh, totally.
I'm like, okay, bronies, and like everybody loves My Little Pony. I love My Little Pony, although I've been a fan since, I was a little one, so I'd like to think that I started the trend.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day of a bunch of bronies sending a message to Tara Strong, who does the voice for Twilight
Sparkle.
I almost said Twilight Sprinkle. That's not it.
Twilight
Sparkle. And this is a horrible thing to say, and if your bronies don't be offended, but I was like, they all look like normal guys, because to me, it was a little surprising that guys, like normal college-age looking guys, would be into My Little Pony, because my husband will not sit through an animated film to save his life. I'm like, let's take the kids to a movie, and he's like, okay, what are we going to go see? And it'll be like a really good Pixar cartoon. Not
you won't like it, huh?
Oh, well, not about liking it. I'm serious, like 15 minutes into it, he's like, like, really, you're asleep? Wake up! We're taking the kids to a freaking movie!
We're having family time.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, the bronies kind of surprised me too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Can somebody explain that to us?
Help us understand.
Because I think it's awesome. And I love that, and I hope that all
like
people have daughters so
that
they can
are
watch.
free to be passionate about what they like and not be ashamed of it. And that's what I really like about the bronies, is they're like, yeah, we're dudes, but we love My Little Pony. But I'm going to be honest, when I'm in the My Little Pony aisle at the store with my kids, picking up My Little Ponies, I think if I ran into a brony also looking for collectible My Little Pony stuff for himself, it might creep me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Sorry.
Maybe a little, but maybe he's buying it for his daughter. Future daughter? I don't know.
But we think it's great to be passionate about what you love, and I'm ashamed. So way to go, bronies. But we don't understand, because I personally, maybe it's because I have 4 kids, I cannot tolerate My Little Pony. Like, I just can't.
Oh, I love it. I wish my children would watch it. Instead they watch like the Disney shows, which is okay, like the real shows,
Oh no, I can't.
But yeah, I wish they would watch My Little Pony. I've gotten my youngest one to watch it, and I'm like, yes.
I can do Phineas and Ferb.
I love Phineas and Ferb.
I'm all over Phineas and Ferb and SpongeBob, of course.
We need to save like cartoons for another episode.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I'm like, yeah, why don't you pick these instead? Because I don't know. And my daughter has really tried to bring me over to the brony side, but I'm like, Dude,
I'm there.
Yeah, that's good. It's good that one of us is.
Dr. Hooves.
Oh, and that's the show we have not talked about yet, is Doctor Who.
We're idiots. Oh my word.
Yeah.
Well, that should just kind of...
We'll sum this show up by saying that Doctor Who is the awesomest cult following show
I think that's like the top of the...
And
it's been going on for 50 years.
50 years, yeah.
A 50-year cult following. You cannot beat that. Try to beat that. I dare you.
Good luck. Yeah. Okay, so I think that we have hit the end of the road. Thankfully, we remembered Doctor Who at the end.
Oh, and find us at Denver Comic Con. That's this weekend.
We are so excited about
I know.
that.
I just finished my Captain Hammer cosplay last night, and it looks really cute. My husband was a little worried. He's like, really? I hope guys don't hit on you. I'm like, I'm sure it'll be okay. But, yeah, I'm very excited.
I'll fend them off. Don't worry.
I know. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. Yeah, so it's going to be so fun, and we're going to be posting a lot of videos and pictures, so you're going to get bombarded with Denver Comic Con stuff.
Lucky you.
It's going to be so fun. So yeah, we'll see you next time, and our next episode will no doubt be all about Denver Comic Con, so you can see all about it then. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.